What's going on, everybody? Dogman Dan here, and today we are in Warframe and we are going to do a build on the Orthos Prime. I will also be doing a build on the Orthos. It will be slightly different than this Orthos Prime, but we are talking Orthos Prime in this build video. And we are going to be using the Shimmering Blight stance. Let me throw that right there on the screen. The Shimmering Blight stance is it's a slot polarity for this one, which it's a double dash. Double dash is a power polarity. And so we're going to have a better efficiency based off of that type of slot on our channeling mods. So Shimmering Blight's fairly easy. It's fast spin attacks and staggering strikes. It's got very few combos. Let me throw it up on the screen. The melee combos here is you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. Realistically, you only have 2 that you have to pull off with your E combinations here. Slashing Wind and Howling Gale. The other ones are fairly easy to pull off by sliding in the air while running or aiming down on an enemy. So I'll be pulling these off fairly easily throughout this video. You'll see it happen a few times. On this video we are actually inside of the Dark Sector. I am doing a survival solo on it. So yeah, we'll throw in here for a few minutes so that way we have some fun and show this off a little bit. Really enjoy this one. I tried setting this Orthos Prime up in every different way possible. Attack speed, channeling, damage, you name it. I tried it every different combination, using parry, not using parry, using stamina. And so this is where I ended up with when we go through this build on what I think is probably the best setup for it. So hopefully you enjoy it. If you've got a different setup, feel free to leave it in the comments below so I can take a look at it, and anyone else that stops through can take a look at it and see if it fits them better than what I'm building in this video. Anyway, so while we're doing this, let's go ahead with the basic setup on here. The basic stats: impact of 9.8, puncture was 9.8, slash is 45, spin attack is 144, leap attack is 130, wall attack is a 108, the attack speed is 1.2, so fairly good. The critical is 2 times 10%, not much critical there, but we can get some really good critical hits. If you watch in the video, I get some really good critical hits through here. I've been known to hit up 4,000 and 5,000 critical hits and not even have critical. So, and status is 15, stamina is 15. So, where do I have it set up as we go through here? You're going to see that I bring it up to a 31.2 impact, 31.2 puncture, 276.6 on the slash. I'm actually running radiation at a 312, and I am running viral also at a 280.8. Brought the spin attack up to 2060.8, leap attack up to 1863.7, and the wall attack up to 1545.6. We've actually dropped the attack speed down to 0.9. Critical and status stay the same. Stamina moves up just a tiny bit to 18.75. And the conclave number on here is 198. But it is what it is. I don't know. Alright, so I'm sorry. So we're going to start off with our basic damage stuff in here. And of course we're going to start off with the pressure point mod. Okay, pressure point giving us 120% additional base melee damage. Since this is a slash heavy weapon, we are also going to add in the Jagged Edge mod at a max rank, a 90% slash damage increase. Okay, so technically giving us a 210% slash damage increase on this one when we're talking about it. And then I'm also going to run a Spoiled Strike on here, which is another plus 100% damage. And this is where we get our negative attack speed, but that doesn't really affect it too much at all. It actually makes it slightly easier to pull off these combinations, and a lot of them, in the combo setup. So you're talking 310% increase in base damage with this as it is set up. And I also want to note that I do have one Forma into this weapon. It, for me on this build, required one Forma. I could go 2 just to get 1 extra point in and get a little bit of extra damage, but I just leaving it at 1 Forma because it's perfectly set up that way. So these are our basic damage increasers here: pressure point, jagged edge, spoiled strike, giving us the 310% increase in base damage numbers. On top of that, we are going to run the Killing Blow, the channeling mod, so it's going to give us 120% additional channeling damage. And of course with the this is the polarized slot that this goes into, because this has the highest mod number on the card, which was 11. So this drops it down to 6, giving us the extra little bit of room that we need in the build. But the 120% additional channeling damage is really nice to have, especially when you're trying to go for those big guys, the big enemies. And since the Orthos Prime does take out multiple targets at once, when you get in a situation where you have a few of the high-level Ancients or a few of the high-level Grenier or Corpus together in one, you can really knock them down, stagger them, take them out at the same time, and potentially one right after the other. So it works out really effective on this build. So what we're going to do from there is we're going to start talking about our elementals, because I'm running 2 elementals on here. And again, as you'll see through the video, these elementals come into play really well. If you run out of power, per se, and you run in the first part of this, which is the radiation setup, it's going to help you out against the larger targets, which you'll see later on in the video. But what we're doing here is we're going to put a focus energy on first, because I actually want that additional channeling efficiency, because I'm going to have the power. I'm going to use the power a lot on the higher level enemies as we get through it. I'm not going to use it on most of the lower enemies, but like I said, on the higher ones, when they come in and when there's 2 or 3 or 4 of them at once, I'm going to be hitting this. So I'm going to need to make sure that I have power efficiency. But of course, I'm probably going to run out of power. Some of those Ancients hit me before I can block anything, and it'll take my power away, but that's okay because I've got all the other base damage. And then I've got my elemental set up as we're going through. So along with the focus energy, which gives us the channeling efficiency and the electric damage, we're going to add Molten Impact to it, a maxed out Molten Impact with a fire damage, 90% additional fire damage. And this will give us our radiation portion of the element, giving us a 312 radiation. And of course that brings up your other wall attacks and spin attacks and stuff, because it's multiplied based off of your core damage and your element damage on there. And then what we're going to do is I also want to put viral in here, so that way I know that I'm more than comfortable running on pretty much any map. I can solo it this way if I want to, and be happy to know that I'll get through it. So what I'm doing is I'm going to throw in a max north wind, giving me an extra 60% freeze damage on here, and along with that I'm actually going to go ahead and throw in a fever strike, 1 below max, so it's a 10 on the 11 card. It's only going to give me 75% extra poison damage, but it's not worth me putting an extra Forma in just to get 1 point more inside this build. So I'm going to stick with it on the 75% damage increase, which of course gives me the 280 viral. And in this case, we're really more concerned with the radiation than we are with the viral, when we're talking infested anyway. Viral comes into play on some of the other factions a little bit better. But yeah, so the radiation, as I've said before, radiation is pretty cool, because what it does is it it's kind of like the Nyx ability. It causes chaos. They actually stop targeting you and start targeting each other, and you're going to see that here a couple times. And of course, viral. I guess on Infested's pretty good since they don't really have shields. The attack on the viral helps bring down their health faster. But it is more efficient on some other factions that you're busy taking out the health while you're killing the shields. But I'm pretty happy with the build as it is set up and has a run. Hopefully you guys are happy with it and you see it in this video. It's pretty good. You're able to run pretty decent. These are 20 to 30s. And I didn't really have any problem with it per se, except for when I run out of energy or get hit with an ancient because I forgot to block. Because I'm not running any parry mod or any blocking mod. Sometimes the block gets in, sometimes the block does not get in. You know, it's all a matter of timing on that. But with that said, hopefully you enjoy it. Let me throw up the full build on this weapon, on this Orthos Prime. So this is here. You get Shivering Blight, Killing Blow, which is in the polarity slot. I used the V polarity. Jagged Edge, Spoiled Strike, Pressure Point, and then double elementals at the bottom here. Focus Energy with Molten Impact or Radiation, North Wind with Fever Strike for Viral. And I'm pretty happy with it just as it is. So give it a try. Let me know what you think. And like I said, if you have a different build, feel free to leave it below and let others know about it. Otherwise, I will catch everyone in the next episode. I appreciate you watching. Thank you for liking. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for subscribing if you're not subscribed. And we will see you later.